They threw me away.
Well, did they really?
Welcome to WatchMojoUK, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 worst James Corden performances.
I am frequently seen at the gay stage and screen, which is famous for winkles and shrimps.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most abysmal performances in Corden's career. Let us know in the comments which film you think would be better without him. Number 10, himself. Friends, The Reunion.
Okay, thank you so much for coming out to be here tonight. Let's be honest, none of you had other plans.
You could argue that this isn't a performance, but if the rumours about Corden's bad behaviour are true, then he's always performing in some way when he tries to come across as nice and amiable. Plus, we can't ignore the massive public outrage when it turned out that the Friends reunion was A TV special full of interviews, and B, would be hosted by James Corden.
I cannot tell you how incredible it is to be here with all of you now.
Despite it being one of the most popular sitcoms ever made, Corden was awful at playing the role of an actual fan who knows anything about it.
Watch this. Watch this for power. Wait there. Done. Okay.
And American fans were pretty outraged to have a Brit there at all, though we do actually have Friends in the UK. Number 9, The Baker, Into the Woods. This was one of his earlier forays into big budget musicals, and we're still wondering why exactly he got cast. In fairness, this was before public opinion really turned against Corden, but The Baker in Stephen Sondheim's Into the Woods is definitely an unlikable character, especially at the beginning.
And then there was a hungry little girl who always wore a red cape.
Hey!
He spends the opening number trying to refuse to give Little Red Riding Hood any food to eat, despite the baker's wife, Emily Blunt, being nothing but kind to her.
I sort of hate to ask it, but do you have a basket? Yes, we do.
Don't suppose you're planning on buying any of these?
Oh, shh, now.
The baker needs to go on his own journey to become a better person, but it remains unclear why Emily Blunt got married to him in the first place.
I will find the rest of the things on my own.
Number 8, Smithy, Gavin and Stacey.
I'm like, you're looking beautiful. Mwah. Mwah.
Oh, stop it!
We know Gavin and Stacey is an institution, but can anyone really say that the best scenes aren't the ones where Smithy isn't there? This is probably Corden at his most likeable, but we're sure much of that is because of co-creator and co-star Ruth Jones, who's surely the reason Gavin and Stacey remains so good.
This was your idea.
What?
This. You came to my house. You said, let's try every beer around the world within the next 12 months. I said, no, you'll never do it. You said, come on. I said, no. You said, please. I said, fine.
Smithy is the most obnoxious character on the show, constantly demanding Gavin's attention and being unreasonably jealous of his relationship with Stacey.
This is a nightmare of epic proportions.
What's wrong with her?
A, how old is it? B, have you seen the tattoo? And 3, look at the size of it.
Plus, Corden's putting on a much more working class accent than he actually has. That's fair enough for an actor, but it does make him more grating. Number 7, High Five, the Emoji Movie.
Let's go!
Now, in fairness, it's not like anyone in the Emoji Movie was that good. It's one of the most critically panned films in history, after all. But did James Corden's presence help the film at all? We doubt it.
Don't tell anyone you're about to see this. They'll never find us down here.
Corden's character, the high five emoji, is an arrogant so-and-so who doesn't think he belongs with the other emojis nobody uses.
Welcome to the Loser Lounge, where the emojis who never get used hang out.
He probably thinks he's too good to be in this film too, though we know otherwise.
I almost got deleted. Me! High five!
He acts like a spoilt diva the whole time, which could be an indication that the character was made for Corden, or that he just can't help but be a diva in whatever role he finds himself in. Number 6, Bernard, the boat that rocked.
Sorry about this, folks. We're having a few technical tantrums this merry morrow.
But let's move on, let's groove on.
If you've seen The Boat That Rocked, you might be wondering where you missed James Corden, as he isn't actually in the theatrical cut. That's because all his scenes were deleted, and upon watching them, you can see why.
Gary seems to be stuck in that relationship.
Corden plays a DJ at a rival pirate radio station in the North Sea that starts to steal some of Radio Rock's listeners.
Oh, the weather is just, great.
Radio Rock gets revenge by rowing out and messing with the studio, changing the labels on his records, seducing the station weather girl, and urinating in his kettle. On second thoughts, maybe they shouldn't have cut all this out.
Pissed in here, didn't you?
What?
You've done it before. Admit it. You've done it before.
That was a joke. It was an April Fool joke.
Number 5. Himself. Yesterday. It's another time Corden played Corden, but this time in a work of fiction.
What's life like for you at the moment right now? I mean, the expectation for the album is just rising to insane levels.
Yeah, well,
isn't
they're insane to me.
He wasn't the only star who showed up to play himself, as Ed Sheeran was also on hand to suggest changing Hey Jude to Hey Dude, but he was still abysmal. Corden interviews Jack on late night TV, but he's actually even worse at pretending to host a late night show than he is at hosting one in real life.
But is it just you?
Well, yes.
But is it?
He's awkward and stilted. You might think it's impossible to ruin something, one of George Harrison's best songs, but having James Corden lingering there in the background definitely isn't ideal.
Because as chance would have it, and do forgive me, because we love a surprise on this show, as chance would darn well have it, I've got 2 men backstage who claim that the songs are theirs.
Number 4. Barry Glickman, The Prom. People weren't happy to see Corden in this role back in 2020. He was playing a character called Barry Glickman, a camp, gay theatre performer.
You were brilliant as FDR.
From the moment I first stepped into FDR's shoes, and when I say shoes, I mean wheelchair, I had an epiphany.
People were upset, not only because Corden isn't gay in real life, but because he was really playing into stereotypes by hamming up the campness in a way that felt completely inauthentic.
When I'm in character, I go insane. I stagger, I stammer, I sob.
On top of that, he was also pretending to be an American. This happens all the time in movies and TV, of course, but often the actors can at least do a decent American accent. For all his time spent across the pond, Corden's Yankee drawl remains absolutely dire.
Okay, 1, shut up. 2, I refuse to give up, okay? We're still celebrities. We still have power.
Number 3. James. Cinderella. His antics trying to promote Amazon's Cinderella remake by stopping traffic were already bad enough, but it's not like his turn in the actual film was any better.
Smashed it! Perfectamundo. Take that, birds!
Good morning, my beady-eyed friends.
Corden, James Acaster, and Ramesh Ranganathan were playing the 3 mice who are transformed into Cinderella's footmen.
A little bit. It's revolting.
She needs to throw that out.
I don't mind it.
It was another case of sitting down to watch a film and getting slapped in the face by Corden's sudden appearance. As for a few years, you apparently couldn't make a big-budget Hollywood musical at all without him forcing his way into it.
Where's my tail? I can't balance without my tail!
Maybe we'll be able to watch musicals in peace now that he's coming back to the UK. Number 2. Bustopher Jones, Cats.
Good evening, all.
Oh no, look what the cat dragged in.
Now, there are definitely worse actors you could have cast in this particular role. The character of Bustopher Jones is, in short, a cat who loves to gorge on fancy food and thinks very highly of himself. Sounds like a shoo-in for James Corden.
Not a
I'm Bustopher Jones. I'm not skin and bones. In fact, I'm remarkably fat.
But you can tell he doesn't actually care about the role or what he's doing. Corden went on record saying he thought the film was terrible, despite his own major role, and the fact he actually refused to see it.
My visits are occasional to the senior education, and it is against the rules.
No one's disputing the quality of Cats 2019, but maybe if he'd put more effort into it in the first place, he could at least stand to watch his own musical.
Right, well, that's not going to work, is it? Okay? Look at you and look at me, and you know that I'm sensitive about my size.
Number 1. Fletch. Lesbian Vampire Killers. Certainly one of the worst British comedies ever made, Corden's presence also doesn't help Lesbian Vampire Killers.
Yeah, let's have a wacky adventure. You and me. I'm not going to bum you or anything, but I think you could use a distraction.
Though it was made to capitalise on the popularity of Corden and Matthew Horn as a duo, it massively missed the mark, with unfunny, immature jokes in a film steeped in homophobia.
I'm not going back out there. I've just nearly been eaten 3 times by some of the hottest women I've ever met.
Corden in particular, though, is playing a children's clown who hates children, to the extent that he gets reprimanded for punching a 7-year-old in the face. Charming.
Fletch, you punched a child.
He was spraying me in the balls with my own seltzer bottle. What was I supposed to do?
Not hit him is what you were supposed to do.
The film was so bad that the entire cast, Corden included, later disavowed it as an embarrassing mistake. It's no wonder Corden and Horn aren't friends anymore.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojoUK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.